My name is Paul Takistov and my colleague Bill Egan. And today we are going to discuss maybe a topic a little bit different from most of the presentations during the conference because they are focused on the student learning, student engagement. And we decided to focus on what happens on another side of the classroom from the instructor standpoint. Could you move to the next slide, please? Let's provide a setting. We both belong to the Professional Science Master Program. This is one of the largest program at the Rutgers, the most diverse program in the country, and the program which offers the full spectrum of the educational product, starting from the 4+1 students who starting enjoying the program during their senior years to the advanced degree students. Could you move to the next slide, please? The next one? Yes. So the program consists from two major parts: the professional advanced academic courses and the business courses. The program is designed for learners with advanced career goals, which could not get all necessary skills and competences from the traditional academic master's and PhD programs. Because all of these programs, they provide technical skills, scientific skills, but not the soft skills which necessary for managerial pathways. The program consists from the science-based courses, which are different for disciplines named concentrations. And these concentrations range from the life science to the engineering and many other departments and schools across the university. And the business component of the program. But this is not all. The program provides the unique ecosystem which helps students to explore and learn about the communication, about the professional networking, to get professional coaching and prepare them for the advanced career. Could you move next, please? So the major challenge that we have is the multidisciplinary nature of the program. Likely that the program started to move fully online before the pandemic. So it was well-planned action which actually help us to meet pandemic with good level of preparation. But you see, we have common component of the program, the business curriculum, which was implemented to be fully online more than 1 year ago. But two other components, which is the science courses that are specific for every department and every school, and the requirements for the internship, networking, and so on. They were highly diverse and individual. And it appears that students did not have a choice what platform to use, what learning environment to use. And we have to add that most of our students, they are late learners. The average age of the MBA students is 29. Students are with 3, 5, 7 years of the industrial experience. At the beginning of this project, we have at least four major platforms like Blackboard, Sakai, Canvas, eCollege, and some others, just direct web pages. And we observe that students had significant difficulties jumping from one platform to another, especially if students, as is common in our program, they allowed to take courses from different disciplines. The entire program is designed in modular way, so students can assemble the set of skills and knowledge which suit their career goal the best. And therefore, we found that this non-uniformity in the course design actually is the barrier for the student learning. Could you move next, please? But it appears that move to the unified platform, it's difficult not just for the students, but for the faculty too. First of all, the implementation of online or hybrid learning would require additional faculty time. At Rutgers, there is no additional time or resources or any benefits was offered to the faculty who decided to teach online. Many faculties who actually offer online version of their courses, they actually teach two sections in parallel, real in class and online in parallel. The second, it's certain risk because online teaching would require significant changes of not just in terms of the pedagogical approaches and requirements for the new tools for the students' engagement, but also learning new technologies that sometimes very difficult for aged faculty. And additionally, the adaptation of new technological platform requires support on all levels, not just at the level of the technical support or help desk, but also support from the department, schools, and the entire learning environment. Right now, we have the whole set of the technological support at the university. But 2 years ago, the program was pioneered, and actually many programs use our current experience. Could you move to the next slide, please? The next slide? Yes. When faculty starts to adopt new technology and start to move to the new platform, there will be challenge for the students too. Because many students were accustomed to the in-class environment, to the immediate help from their peers, and if course design is non-transparent or requirements are unclear or all documents were not presented in unified way, many students feel very uncomfortable. Okay. Also, for students, it's not very clear what to expect from the online or hybrid course. In addition, the evaluation of participation and group discussion would be changed from the in-person classes. And additionally, the barriers, the technological barriers, access to the high-speed internet, access to the computers with certain requirements will also serve the barrier for the students. Could you move to the next, please? So our educational goal was to develop the robust, scalable, and sustainable support model for the design of the course across the discipline that will allow the effective development, delivery, and evaluation of the online learning. So then students will join the program, they will see the common environment of the class. So they will focus on the learning process, not to adapt to the new class design, to the new arrangement of the course. And to reach this goal, we develop the unified approach. Could you move to the next slide? Yes. So this is a result, this technology, the technological approach is the result of 2 years efforts joined with the faculty, administration, and IT professionals. So the first of all, harmonization of the course structure across the program. It was a very challenging task. Could you imagine that courses like Python, analytical intelligence, business intelligence, system architecture, and the personal care product formulation or business courses, they will have the same harmonized structure. It's very difficult. The second, right now at Rutgers, we have established the course teaching modes. But at the time we've developed, the course delivery mode was almost on the discretion of the instructor. And again, for the students, it will be difficult to jump from one mode to another. And therefore, we have to balance. We have to find the golden mean for the customized, personalized course delivery and the common approach which will allow students to focus on the learning. And here the course design. And my colleague, Bill Egan, he will provide more insight on this, because it was not just easy to put necessary set of tools and to have the unified design for different courses from the different disciplines. The whole idea to create learning space for the faculty. So you can imagine how we feel ourselves, the professors, industry experts, and all instructors across the discipline sitting in the room and taking the class on the course design. And finally, we come up with the same approach, with the same vision, and we got the unified set of tools.
Paul, William, we have 10 minutes left.
Yes. And finally, is the evaluation. Every course evaluated by the committee and the program management. And finally, we have improved quality. So, Bill, it's your time. Sorry.
Okay. Yes, so I'll give a high-level overview of kind of the actual design and some of the things that we worked on. So to summarize from what Paul said, we did the LMS conversion from Sakai to Canvas, and we had to decide whether we wanted to transfer courses and content directly from Sakai into Canvas, or if it made more sense to kind of start from scratch into a brand new slate within Canvas. And that decision was made on a course-by-course basis, depending upon what content existed previously and what we could leverage, maybe what we couldn't leverage, and what we wanted to improve upon. Challenges, of course, faculty embracing the change. Change is tough for anybody. Students embracing change, we try to minimize the impact of that. Managing media, so any kind of lecture video, any kind of digital assets, how are we going to manage them? Where would they be stored? The recording of video lectures, we wanted to move more courses online, So what's the best practice for faculty to do that? How will they be comfortable to do that on their own or with support from the Media Center or any other resources? Student presentations, as more and more courses are being offered in a hybrid or online format, how would that be duplicated? And then the evolving integrations of tools, especially when the pandemic hit, there's a flurry of new tools, new resources, and things coming down. So to stay abreast of the new trends and changes, we want to make sure that we were prepared for that and prepared to help faculty as well. So this is our program course design. As Paul mentioned, many different delivery models. Our goals were consistency across the course portfolio. We developed a course template within Canvas that faculty could use, and that would be our template or standard structure across all courses. As you can see, we incorporated some minimal branding that's consistent from course to course, so it has the same look and feel as you navigate throughout the program. We wanted to have a modular course design, utilizing the modules for instructional purposes and avoid the whole notion of a course space being more of a repository of files, providing some instructional structure to it so that students could go towards the asynchronous if needed, they can be more independent instead of just a pile of files within the course space, add a little more structure to it. And then the foundation of our course design, our program design, it's based out of Quality Matters. Quality Matters is a standard for quality for online learning and education. So through development of this template, if you're familiar with Quality Matters and the rubric, there's many standards that can easily be achieved through a templated approach, things like navigation, things like all the administrative elements. We could easily work through those things with our template to give faculty a head start and to avoid having to do that on a course-by-course basis. If we can handle it for you, great. And then they could focus on the instruction, their curriculum, and the alignment of the objectives as they move forward with their course development. Moving on. Here's just a look at what we have as far as modular structure. We have a consistent getting started module. And again, a lot of that serves as administrative purposes for our students, where they follow all their student support programs, support resources, resources for Canvas, anything they need to get started to feel comfortable within the program, within the course. And that's pretty standard across the board. So they kind of have a nice home base as they go from course to course. And then you can see how this modular structure is. We have templates for, hey, here's an introduction page. Here's what, a template for maybe what course content page could look like. Here's some video examples that faculty can use for inspiration, sample quizzes, sample assignments, things to help them get started and start thinking, especially within the scope of changing the Canvas. Some of the supporting ed tech and tools that we've used, we relied heavily on the basis of Canvas. We started off this transition as kind of taking the baby steps as we navigated the change through the migration from Sakai to Canvas. So a lot of the big selling points, especially to help faculty with that change, that I use to kind of sell the migration would be, speed grader, being able to streamline the grading process of assignments, keep all that within the system. The conferences feature, the web conferencing feature, things like that to connect with students. The group feature within Canvas. Being a graduate program, there's a lot of group and team activities, so being able to facilitate that and have a way to do that within the LMS is huge. And then cross-listing. As Paul mentioned, we've got many different many different delivery models. So we might have an online section, we might have an RI section. They might meet together at the same time. So with having multiple sections of courses, being able to easily cross-list and combine those sections into one Canvas course space has been great for faculty with managing students and streamlining that process. So that's been great. Utilizing Kaltura for hosting our media, not only for accessibility purposes, but also just to kind of keep the multimedia in-house has been great. They've got different tools for capturing the videos and lectures. We've had faculty that had trouble using Kaltura, the self-capture to do their lecture videos. So I've recommended using a tool such as Screencast-O-Matic, and have had really got a lot of great success with faculty using that tool to easily create those instructional videos for the students and kind of do it very quickly and easily. Zoom, with the last summer when Zoom was adopted, that was huge. Zoom is the new standard now. We're all Zooming, just like we're all Googling. So that's been great as far as the adoption, especially with the online space. WebEx, and those integrations within Canvas have been streamlined even better, especially helping with the student experience. Proctor Track and Respondus, we did use Proctor Track. With the RIP there, it's no longer here. We had issues with it as well, but being able to use that integrated technology within the LMS has been useful for those use cases where we needed that. And then the exploration of all the other tools that Rutgers offers and supports, you know, the VoiceThread, the Flipgrid, PlayPosit. We have vast exploration of that and many different use cases that we're always looking to explore. Some lessons learned in strategy. We do take an iterative course design development strategy and approach. So we're constantly looking for continuous improvement. Again, working on those baby steps, getting into Canvas, and then thinking about, you know, reflecting upon things after our teaching is what do we want to improve upon? What is the student feedback, et cetera, kind of moving through that. Ongoing faculty and student support. We developed our own student resources Canvas site and instructor resource Canvas site. So we are relying heavily on Central Rutgers IT and all the great training and resources they have, but it gives us a space to kind of point our faculty and students to those resources, but by also providing some specific elements that we want to cover for the MBS program as well. So it's the best of both worlds and utilizing what's already made and created and available. And then proctoring and assessment strategy. That's something that we're looking for.
I'm sorry, we have 2 minutes left.
Okay, so come down to the end here. Next steps as we go through this migration here, continuous and iterative improvement of courses. That's never ending. We're constantly analyzing student feedback, evaluations. We want to make data-driven, informed improvements. We don't want to just guess. So we want to see what students think and be smart about it and strategic. The continued evaluation of new emerging ed tech. It's constantly changing. You know the world we live in. So just staying current of all those different trends is going to be key. And then continuous improvement in areas of engagement, interactivity. As we get more and more courses online, what are ways we can increase that engagement? What are ways we can increase that interactivity along the way? That kind of brings us to the end here. I think we have probably a little over a minute left. So if there's any questions, we can take any questions.